Buen dia, Sarah Lingadish here once again. This is the Weekend Feels Energy Report from Madeira with Love. How are you guys doing after that very wild full moon in Aquarius, square Uranus, with all kinds of challenging aspects happening this Monday? So that really set the tone for our week. So remember, guys, when we have a full moon and all the energies and all the realizations and all the perceptions that come to light during this illuminating moment, we're going to be processing, integrating, and manifesting those lessons over the next 6 months. So sometimes things don't occur exactly when things go in direct aspect. Sometimes it takes time to manifest and to understand what the lessons are. So I just want to remind you of that. So guys, this week I think we are really turning a corner in our energetic cycles of the year. This is a massive critical turning point in our transformation growth year of 2020. Okay, there's a lot that's shifting now, and we will continue to be working with these energies for the rest of the year. Okay, so I think we have really shifted into another phase of the championships. Okay, the championships of life. So what do we need to know? Well, we have some pretty major aspects happening with Mars, who's in its home sign of Aries, the warrior. And Mars in Aries will be making hard, challenging aspects to the 3 heavyweight planets for the rest of the year, on and off, okay? This past week, we've had the privilege of Mars with the challenging to Jupiter, so an expansion of the warrior, okay? An expansion of those tendencies. And now we're shifting towards a challenging aspect with Mars and Pluto. On August 12th, Pluto's the underworld. So we're in between an exaggeration, okay, abundance, a big expansion of our Mars, Aries energy. And now we're going to be going into the challenge to the subconscious, to the underworld, and to major issues of power and control. And then later in the month, near the end of the month, we will be shifting into a challenge with Saturn, the taskmaster. Okay, limitations, restrictions, and that potentially could be the most challenging Mars aspect. Remember, all those planets are in retrograde. Mars is entering retrograde this weekend. So whatever these aspects are bringing up, which just started this week, we're going to be doing this kind of a dance with these challenges till the end of the year, okay? So Mars in the sign of Aries is very strong. Mars is here in the sign, its home sign of Aries, over a 6-month period, and over a majority of that being in retrograde, is for us to work with the power of our wounded masculine, the wounded warrior, our warrior energy. And we, of course, have Aries, the warrior, the high octave of Aries, and the low octave of Aries, okay? So we are in Leo season, the season of fire. We have now Mars, very strong in fire. We have a lot of fire happening. We have 4 planets in fire now, okay? So there's a lot of fire happening all over. And with fire energy, we have a lot to learn, okay? Fire is bold, confident, assertive, passion, expressive, risk-taking, confident, what else? Brave, courageous, and especially in Aries, can be a protector, can protect those who need to, for someone to stand up for them. So we have this opportunity to work with our Mars energy for the rest of the year on developing the higher octave of our warrior, of our divine masculine. We have this opportunity to come to peace and to embody these powerful confident sides of ourselves, where you're lacking in asserting yourself, where you're lacking in being bold and confident and going for what you want and preparing yourself to take the actions you need in a courageous way. This is an excellent time to work through any limiting beliefs or limitations you feel in being bold, creatively present in the world. There's a lot of energy pushing us to work through that. Of course, the lower octaves of all of this can be aggression, violence, acting without thinking, and fighting and arguing and butting heads and pushing through and just being stubbornly doing stupid things without thinking, and not taking other people into consideration. So of course we will be perhaps challenged with that energy out in the world. We're all very aware the world is in a big state of chaos right now. There's a lot of chaotic energy happening all over the world. It's totally overwhelming at times, and there is immense suffering happening right now as we are in the midst of our massive growth, transformation. Growth is painful, and not everyone has the consciousness to understand that the transformative process of going into the cocoon and transforming into the butterfly is magical, even though it may be uncomfortable. Okay, so these squares with all these planets, they're in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, and so Aries against Capricorn is kind of an interesting dichotomy dance, because Capricorn wants us to build a solid structure, wants to build the empire. Capricorn is discipline, integrity, wanting to do a slow build. So we have this real push and pull energy, whereas Aries wants to just rush in and do it right away. So this causes us to feel some kind of tension. Okay, particularly if you have a lot of energy in Capricorn or Aries, this is going to be pushing you in potentially radical ways. There's definitely a lot of restless energy about. We want to manifest something, but yet we're not entirely there yet. We have a lot of planets still in retrograde. We are reviewing, and we will be reviewing for months. Okay, so just remember to breathe, connect. Okay, another important thing to note is that we have also the warrior, the wounded healer, Chiron, in the sign of Aries, being touched during all these provocations. Okay, so we are being pushed to heal our wounds. Heal our wounds is to look and process and integrate those parts of ourselves that wound and therefore we wound. Instead, transforming, integrating those wounds into a part of us that we no longer reject, therefore allowing us to be a healing force in the world. This week in particular, another heavyweight point in the sky, Black Moon Lilith, is in Aries, and Mars has just joined her energy all this week. So what does Black Moon Lilith bring to our lives? Well, Black Moon Lilith demonstrates the hidden, subconscious, the shadow, what is hidden within, deep within. It's also a part of our divine feminine energy and our raw, creative, sexual power as well to create, but also deep, hidden truths from oneself. Okay, so Mars is bumping up against our shadow, our subconscious realms. So this is bringing up issues into light of where are you putting the blame outside of yourself, and is it rather something within yourself? When you find yourself hating on someone else or being very triggered by someone else's behavior, what is actually going on within you? What is that repressed part of yourself, perhaps that you've hidden or buried because it's undesirable? Therefore, you put the blame outside instead of looking within and taking responsibility. We are in a moment of excellent shadow work time. It's an excellent time to see what is actually going on within and how you can release that tension, release that repression, so you're not sitting on a volcano about to erupt. So wherever you're feeling something externally triggering you, there is the gold to be examined, to be looked at, to be processed, to be integrated, okay? So this is a time when we can feel a lot of stress. Perhaps we want to lash out at others. Let's always go back to our center and observe ourselves first and foremost. It's time to be cautious. There's still this wild card energy of Uranus in Taurus, transforming all our Taurian aspects of life over a 7-year period until 2026, I believe. So we've got this revolutionary, rebellious energy hanging about, okay? Another super important thing to look at this week is Venus, okay? Venus is just leaving Gemini right now and moving into Cancer. Yes. So Venus has been in Gemini for 4 months. Okay. We have been dealing with Gemini aspects of Venusian life for 4 months. Okay. So there's been a lot of confusion in our Venus aspects of life, but now we're finally getting clarity. What are the lessons that we have learned over this 4-month period about our values, our self-worth, the way we love ourselves, the way we give and receive love, our relationship, our projects, our collaborative relationships, okay? Beauty, money, finance, huge lessons, huge turning point. And this week has been massive because Venus actually joined forces with the North Node of the Moon in Gemini as she's just about to go into Cancer. So the North Node of the Moon is in the sign of Gemini for the next 18 months, which is pushing us towards our destiny. The North Node is our destiny, where we're headed. And the North Node can point to things that may not be comfortable or easy. We're learning how to develop our destiny. And when the North Node is in Gemini, the focus is on the local environment, our community, those around us that we can connect, communicate, and learn from. The South Node is in Sagittarius. We're leaving behind international travel, going outside of our immediate environment. We're focused more on short trips, local, consuming local, communicating, connecting locally, okay? Learning, growing, keeping an open, curious mind. But our focus now is really in our community. And this touching up between Venus and the North Node is sort of a radical shift into this new Venusian Gemini aspect of life that we will be developing our Gemini aspects of life over the next 18 months. Moving towards our destiny, leaving behind our karma and our past in the ways that don't serve us. So wherever your Gemini aspect of life is, you're getting a massive push forward. So over this next 18 months, you will be developing more and more your relationship with your Gemini aspect of life, okay? There's been this sort of tension in our Venus areas of life this week because in the last degrees of any sign, we feel an urgency, a tension, like we have to resolve something. So there's been this energy happening. And as Venus shifts into Cancer, we are going to be looking at beautifying and focusing on new ways of having a relationship with money in a way that's closer to home, safety, security, intimate, nurturing. Venus aspects of life want that Cancerian, watery, Venus aspects of life are going to get more sensitive. It was more all over the place. Okay, we've been all over the place, but now we're getting some clarity, and we're developing those aspects of life. And what is becoming more and more clear is what is your deep desires concerned with your Venusian aspect of life. What do you want in a relationship? How do you want to make money? Who do you want to collaborate with? It's really important to work with the right people. Who do you want in your environment? Because your environment is affected by those you allow into your bubble. Who works with you well, who doesn't? Saying no, standing up for what you feel good. How do you feel good? And what are your deepest desires? Okay. Mercury, who is the ruler of Gemini, has just shifted into Leo out of Cancer. Okay, so we've had this very emotional communication, all kinds of happening over the last month, I would say, or longer, 2 months, because we had the retrograde in Cancer. Mercury's just entered Leo, and it's very quickly passing through Leo, but Mercury is here to up our communication styles. With passion. Leo is fire, so passion, self-expression, so communications could go really well. You could start to have some really good conversations and really communicate well what you desire. There could be a boost to your communication and technology, connecting with people. Mercury in Leo is the truth bringer, so lots of truth is coming up. So something I've noticed, often people don't like to hear the truth, okay? Because when you know the truth, sometimes it hurts, and sometimes you realize things that you've been doing that don't work. And that makes people uncomfortable because that might mean they have to change, okay? So it doesn't make it easy when you know the truth. However, I believe strongly in the truth. I believe the truth brings you to where you need to go. I would rather hear the truth than to follow some kind of fantasy because it sounds pretty. I'd rather know the truth. Let's be more and more truthful, more and more loving in our communication. Leo season is about connecting with your heart, connecting with your passion, your desire, your self-expression, being more and more comfortable, confident in being that beautiful, shining light that you are. So working with the energy of the lion is very conducive to truth, love, heart, openness, expression, and not giving a crap what other people think. Okay, great time to free up this energy. Okay, Mercury ruling Gemini is also bringing new perspectives to our North Node, to our destiny, okay? More passion to our pursuit of our destiny, more expression. There's a lot of exciting, bold energies building. Fire, instigator, the fire starter. It's like fuels us forward. We have some tensions building, of course, this weekend with Mercury building into a square, a challenge with Uranus, the planet of rebellion. So by Monday, this tension point is exact. So over the weekend, especially by Monday, perhaps we're going to have some rebellious, revolutionary communications. Again, let's be cautious on the roads. Interestingly, there's a rally going on in Madeira, so okay, let's see what happens. But particularly Sunday, Monday, let's be careful out in the roads, with our passionate expression. Let's try to think before we communicate. Although truth is important, there is always the best way to deliver truths. There's some edgy energy building, intensity building, flashes of inspiration, lightning bolt moments are coming. Pay attention to your intuition, listen to your inner voice, connect with yourself. There's some incredible energy for receiving insights, revelations, connecting with the higher self. Excellent weekend for that. We also have this tension building, Mars squaring Pluto next week on the 12th. So that's going to be pushing out some shadow, pushing out some issues of power and control. We are really going to be reviewing power and control issues. It's going to be tense. The moon is in Aries this weekend, which means our emotional self is going to be touching all those intense points all weekend. Okay, so emotions, touching on the warrior, our expression, our desires, touching on Chiron, the wounded healer, touching on Black Moon Lilith, our subconscious. Yeah, there's a lot of chaos in the world right now. But the point is, at this point, where if you are living in your personal, in your internal life, chaos, it's time to look at that, because chaos in the world doesn't mean you need to be chaotic within, okay? Are you living your truth? Are you living really aligned to your values? Like, now's the time. We have the rest of 2020 to work on these, on manifesting this new path forward. The rest of the year will be us processing and reintegrating, rebuilding, restructuring ourselves so that we move forward. There's going to be a better shift of energy to manifest 100% more into 2021. We're really in this transformation phase where we are building ourselves, but every choice we make towards our desires and our truth will align our destiny. And if you can allow what's meant for you to arrive at the right moment, if you cannot fight the waves, you will have a much easier time. Guys, I pulled some incredible cards for us. First card up, Osho card, suppression, card of fire. We have a perfect moment in time to learn to express our passionate, deeper emotions and feelings in a healthy way. Okay, now is the time you need to find healing outlets for your possible explosions, your volcanoes. So where have you given up your power? Where to be accepted? Where have you suppressed who you are? And why are you doing that? This is a time to examine why you're suppressing yourself. And if you're sitting on a volcano, you are much more dangerous than if you go into the volcano and see what is actually there. Confront it courageously, boldly. Now's the time to confront ourselves, to look within. The gorgeous high priestess, okay, this is the power of the higher realms, the divine feminine, tapping into our intuition. The veil is thin. We have the guidance always. If we connect, we are like an antenna. We can capture all the information we need to receive. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to yourself and your feelings, your emotions. Take some time to go within. You may receive incredible insights at this time. Okay? Have compassion for yourself. Then we have this gorgeous card. Look at how beautiful this drawing is. It's the King of Swords reversed, okay? This is quiet power. This is a power from within. This is you standing firm in your beliefs, in who you are, and being confident enough to express who that is, not caving into others, not trying to please, but really drawing your energy from within, from your own internal power source, connecting with the higher realms. This also can indicate a misuse of power. We are really starting to examine, where is the power? Who has the power? Where have we given up our power, and why? So this is a big theme coming up for us now. And gorgeous, the Wheel of Fortune. Massive critical turning point in life is happening right now. It's time to embrace our gorgeous and beautiful future. Flow, surrender with life. Things are changing. Things will not remain the same. We are changing. We are transforming. We are growing. Keep yourself open to what is arriving. There are incredible things to come on this magical, exciting, very challenging journey we are all on. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to see you post a little emoji, whatever emoji you're feeling the most. If you can post it below my video, just to let me know that you're paying attention, you're listening. That would mean a lot to me. I do natal chart readings. I do some other work. Contact me in a private message if you're interested in working with me. I wish you so much love during this incredible moment of deep transformation. Beijinhos. Fica muito bem. See you next week.